I guess I gotta continue on with this story because I thought that when it said end, that it ended, but I was told that I have to click on the little, I don't know what that weird wording is to continue the story. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how much stupidity my guy's gonna do. I don't know if this is gonna be after the incident last time. I'm still a little mad or sad. I'm mixed emotions about that because I just want to punch my guy. Okay, I just want to punch him. Just putting it out there. I just want to be all like, "You're an idiot." But that's side the point. I got to continue the story. I got to get into this one. I got to click on this. Alright, it's day 3 of the new, I guess, timeline? I don't know. So we're making a poem. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused. But we're gonna go with extraordinary. Woo! We're gonna go with destiny. Woohoo! Oh no, adventure. Dream. Eternity. Calm. Boop. Secretive. Family. Imagination. Incongruous. Heaven sent. Anxiety. Unrestrained. Horror. Condemnation. Misfortune. Vibrant. Enemy. Fantasy. Games. Yay! Another paid day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable over here. Over the past couple of days, entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Perpeter. Oh, hey. Hi, Yuri. It's not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri expression, but the weight of the yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulders, looking around the room. Nasuki is reading a manga at a desk, and surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me in the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really didn't need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me. I guess I wasn't acting mentally sound, because don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Nisaki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't need to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I can tell something was off yesterday. I mean, let me just say something else. I was with Yuri last game. No, the last, like, I guess, timeline with Sayori in it. And she didn't get all, like, flabbergasted and run to the freaking bathroom when we got close together and talked about the book. I don't know what was going on this time. Something is off this time? I don't know. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it's our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, I didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided there's no way you can be a bad person, and now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Perfect. Don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person, and I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you and around, and sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monica? No, I haven't. I was just kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri is clearly taken back by how calmly Nozaki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like you at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Um, Misaki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said, and I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? It, jeez, whatever in your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? But what the fuck is going on? What the? I can't read. Madame. Sales closet, blind sight, lifeline, and faultlessly offered subsequent. I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Misaki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey, suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Oh, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Misaki was. I was not. If she says something else other than piano, there's something going on. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense though. You should have heard the bell ring at least. I must have not heard it because I've been practicing piano. She's been practicing piano last time too, so piano. I wasn't sure you played music at all. I played music as well, Monica. I'm trying to think of it. The piano sounds must. Is she playing the flute too? Because I can hear the flute. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet. Still, you must acquire a lot of dedication, so I'm still impressed. Oh, hey. Oh, well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better at all. That sounds cool. I'll look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Perter. Maya smiles sweetly. Hey, I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. Where'd the other two go? You just like pushed them out of here. The frick? I see. I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I chose not to bring up anything about the three of us talked about. Besides, Misaki has already ran off into the closet. Perfect. As your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if I would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. Yeah, definitely. I plan on it today anyway. Okay, can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. I'm being a little forceful, ain't I? I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason. Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have such energy. Yeah, but I need to try to calm down. I might be able to focus on reading like this. Take your time. Yuri tries a deep breath and pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that I can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch her retrieve the small water pitcher from her shelf with the kind of filters inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also flinches a electric kettle. I'm going to plug this into the teacher's desk and then I'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down and on the teacher's desk. I simply watched her movements. To my surprise, the way she moved really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and mythical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. Might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. That's different. Last time she was eager. I offered to go and I went with her. Hey, did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Is something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be the nearest water fountain. Start heading down the hallway. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I wish a corner to peer around it. Yuri? The foot? I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Perfect. Do you like Oling tea? Oh yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. I'm just weirded out by it. Here sets the temperature to the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get in the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be good in mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was going a bit of thinking, and decided I would try to express myself a little more, and it turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Perfter. It's very endearing. That's... Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Perfter, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read on my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have the back pain fairly regularly, so do I best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why is that? It's more likely because your posture, right? You got hunched over like that while reading. Yes, I have terrible reading posture, so that's why I should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I'll retrieve the book from my bag, and I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it, and since I'll go well with tea, Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups on our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on the reading like this? Yuri, we're always kind of like cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri's hand looking at my teacup. holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in the position that I can makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri doesn't notice a single thing and wears her intense reading expression. And I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let it go of the book and finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Oh, are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book today. Are you sure? Of course. Opens the book with both hands and she holds it so I don't have to any harder time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take the chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation were completely natural, but that means I can't stop here. Apprehensively, place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what she just happened. Perpetrator? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't... Perpetrator. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Perpetrator. My heart. Why won't it start pounding? Why is it dark? I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Perpetrator? Your suddenly presses my hand against her chest. What's wrong? Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. Please. Can this stop, please? My God. That was intense. It's time to share poems. Okay, you ready? Even though you just did something freaky as fuck. I was waiting for it actually a jump scare or something like that. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at my phone with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Perfect. This one might have been better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why you did a good job explaining it. I really wanted to try giving it more imaginary. Yuri visibly swallows, even her hands are sweaty. Hey, that makes me so happy. It's so amazing to feel like I'm valued, Perpter. Everything you write is treasure to me. My heart pounds just holding it. I want to write a poem about this feeling. Is that bad, Perpter? I'm not being weird, right? I'm having a harder time than usual at concealing my emotions. I'm kind of embarrassed. But right now, I want you to read my poem too, okay? This is a long one. And it's a new one. Oh. A rotating wheel. Turning on axle and grinding both thread a linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a duck's ship, docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness. Wait, what's going on here? Probiotic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cog wheels, experience of existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time, desiring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kinescope of holy stakes, expental. I can't even read. A sky of exploding stars. God disproved the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and tricky clock. Clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of this planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A brothel of holy stakes tried to existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting the skies, the 40 gears, and open human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing boltal, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing will. It doesn't really matter what it's about. The line has been a little hyperactive lately, so I need to take it out on your pin. That is, a pin fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping. I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it, and now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. Yuri didn't act like this last time. Now she's acting like a... stalker, kind of. That makes sense. Would you show up? Okay, wanna go? Tell me what you think. Perfect, I think I saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you, which shouldn't be a problem itself. But when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a different collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But at this point, you've kind of been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for you. Well, you're at it. Don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. Are you jealous? So pit it lightly. I at least have it together in my head, and I know how to treat my club members. But anyway, you want to read my poem right now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. I'm suspicious on you, Monica. Save me. Colors they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless. Cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise that won't stop. Violet. Grating. Why do you always... You're squeaking, scratching, piercing, sign, Kaisline, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like laying a knife on a breathing ribcage. Needless poem of meaningless. That was weird. Oh, I got more. Delete her. Is it saying, who is it saying to delete? Delete her. Delete her. Who do... I said load her. Now delete her. Oh boy. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point of explaining. Anyway, here's my writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help. Okay. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, Nasaki. Nasuki! Well, I'm not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Phew. Huh. Phew, what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Nasuki completely missed the point. Just make sure you find a little bit of influence from everyone. I think you're at least being influenced by Yuri a little bit, aren't you? I mean, I know you've been like spending some time with her or whatever, but you know, Monica and I are just as good as her at poems, I mean. So you should really try to learn something where you'll never get better. Here's the one I wrote. I'll make sure you learn something from it. Wait, hold on. It's the same one! Is it saying that you like... Doesn't matter, she likes whatever I like. She likes spiders, so I don't want to be friends with her. Got it. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday was too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward to this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Like, anyone who would agree with the message of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Oh. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby and guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid of people finding out and making fun of for you less you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what we think people think? Likes, and they're not hurting anyone, and it makes them happy. Okay, I am so sorry, Nisaki. Last time I read this, I was getting onto you about, like, why would you say that bit in your poem, saying, oh, it's, you know, I don't like a person because they like spiders. And now you're like, oh, I don't care. This is like saying, you're okay, I get it. You're saying you agreed with it and you're happy and you like it, and you're a douchebag and a jerk. Got you. Now I got you. I didn't get to it before. I had to just reread it. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking their things, such as two of the girls in this very club, whom I respectfully won't name. Bro, there's only other two girls. Kind of ironic that even in one place of comfort, I can't even have people respect me. Jeez, now you're making me complain too much. What did I do? For what it's worth, I respect you. Well, I guess thanks, but it's kind of obvious that you respect Yuri more, so whatever. We're done sharing, so you can leave now. No, I respect you, okay? I really like you, Misaki, okay? It's just, I'm not choosing words to try to get Yuri to. I'm choosing words that I like, and they just happen to be what Yuri likes. I won't have any control over what. I mean, I do have control over what I like, but it's not you, it's me. You have unlocked a special poem. Oh gosh, it's gonna be like the last one. A dream. I was wandering an abandoned warehouse at night. I was lost. Looking for an exit, I just wanted to go home. I came upon a huge empty room, its ceiling and walls beyond the deep blackness. My steps were quick in order to hurry on the other side, or to a wall. Anything. Suddenly, the ground was no longer beneath my feet. I stepped out into a hole of indeterminate width. I fell for a good 5 seconds before crashing into a warm water. Figuring out which way it was up, I surfaced myself. The air was humid, and the sound of my splashing heard endlessly. My vision was clearly swallowed by the dark. With one hand, I could feel the damp metal wall of the container. My lungs were already getting tired. Bruh. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. This is about the festival. Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We're just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone been a little more lively ever since Perfect joined, and we've started with some club activities. But this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We still only have 4 members, and the festival is our only chance of finding more, you know? That's so great, that's getting new members anyway. We already have enough to consider an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Misaki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find some feelings that brought you here in the first place? The literature club should be a place where people can express themselves, not like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place intimate that you can never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put something together for the festival. Even if it's something small. Right, Perpter? Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Perpter to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monica, do you really think any of us here join the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Perpter joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Perpter isn't even passionate about literature in the first place, and that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the only one who is so interested in finding members. The rest of us are fine like this. I know you're president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monica is clearly taken aback from Misaki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Perpter want to get more members too, right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I showed it as much enthusiasm as Monica wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me or to rescue the situation, no, Nagasaki is right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think everyone here saw it in the same way as I did? But that doesn't mean that we're against getting new members or anything. Perpter, why did you even join this club? What are you hoping to get out of it? Well, that's not really something I can be honest about. In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join. Monica sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting the club was a mistake? Uh, Now you've done it, Nasaki. What, me? I just spoke my mind. It was a crime to be honest. It's not about being honest. It's about a word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand at all. I just I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends, and there's a problem with the club being that for me. There ain't there ain't many other places like that for me. And now Monica wants to take it away from me. That's not taking anything away. No, Perturbed. It's not the same. I won't be the same in with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I could just join other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. Nagasaki started packing up her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Misaki. Misaki ignores Yuri and walks out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about the obnoxious brat? I mean, I think now, nice and quiet, the club is right now, and I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would cry if she killed herself. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. And what about you, Perpter? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monica. I decide giving an indirect answer is better than nothing. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along, and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the Literature Club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So if you would like to help Monica with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright, well maybe we can talk about I'll talk to Misaki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey Yuri, I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president, and also a wonderful friend. Monica, I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay, me too. Yeah, let's all go home for today. Talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay, I look forward to it. Can I go, Perfector? Please, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Perfector before he leaves. Just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president, but looks like a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay, I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Monica waves Yuri as Yuri exits the room. Phew. Things have gotten a little bit hectic lately, haven't they? First of all, I just wanted to make sure you're enjoying your time at this club. I will really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kind of... What's going on? Something's going on. Responsible for that. I'm the president, and I really do care about you, you know. I don't see the other girl to give you the hard time. Which how mean Misaki is and everything. And Yuri's being a little bit, you know, he. Sometimes I feel like you and I are the only real people here. You know that what I mean? But it's weird because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only because a couple of days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything weird. There are just some things I've been hoping to talk with you. Things I know only you could understand. So that's why. Wait, not yet. No! Well, that was another weird day. And, guess we're gonna stop there. Bet it's gonna get a whole lot weirder next day. Oh boy.